hello to everyone. First of all, I want to thank you from myself personally, as well from all of the group of the dancers and the people who were involved to create this performance. Welcome to the audience. So I really appreciate that your mind is open to the art, otherwise you will not be here. Because I don't think it's really replaces the living room, comfortable setting, you know, a little bit of beverages and snacks and things like that. So, and today's performance is going to be, at least for me, the way when I was thinking about creating this performance, is a little bit different approach. First of all, we are not in the real theater settings, which is sometimes could be a downside, because we all like to dance on the real stage with the appropriate lighting designs and great costumes and things like that. But this specific performance actually works very well that we are not in a generic theatrical atmosphere. And why? Because the meaning of the performance is more deeper than specific. So that's why today you will see pretty much black and skin. That's it. So I stripped dancers from the costumes. I stripped pretty much naturally environment. So I want you to become to be an artist and use your own imagination to put the colors that will be suitable for what you're going to be seeing or hearing. Also, I want to suggest to see this performance in a way maybe not as normally you will be experiencing. Obviously, we're using the senses, right? So every human being has a sense of vision. Okay, remind me quickly, guys. Vision, touch, smell, taste, hearing, right? So good, we got them all, right? So when you watch the performance, what senses do you use? Vision, yes. And hearing. Anything else? No, not really, right? Guys, what do you have when you watch? I thought you were raising, oh, you were just with your friends, okay. I thought you were raising the hand. So, but anyways, I don't want to take away from the performance, but very quickly. So yes, we mostly were using the eyes to see and ears to hear. So if I'll ask you to close your eyes and I will play the music, can you visualize the music? And that's what I would like you to do when you will be listening the music, or maybe if I will ask you to close your ears, completely blocked from the sign, and just look at the dancers dancing. Can you see the music? So in a lot of times we don't really approach that way to absorb anything around us. And I wanted that giving this message specifically not just for this show, but it's actually for, in general, everything that surrounds us. Because a lot of times I think with the fast speed of life, we are missing out on so much that has been given to us. I keep saying to my students that the universe sends so many signals to us and we're just ignoring them because we did not train ourselves or allow ourselves. So I don't want to say it's training, it's allowing yourself to be who you are from the nature. Because we're human beings with senses. But that's, I want to pretend in your head every sense has a door. And they all always locked. Nobody is welcomed. So I want you to open all of the doors and let all of the senses mingle together and come to each other's houses and enjoy and fulfill and actually enhance each other. I'm still talking about the senses, yes. So, and that was the idea behind this performance. If you had a chance to make yourself familiar with the programs, you notice that we're going to be using a poetry during this performance. Of course, for first, and if you're interested how it all came up, of course, I'm a professional dancer, or former professional dancer. I started choreographing not that long ago, and I really enjoy doing it, and I think I'm growing and learning a lot from the experience, from the students, from the environment, from my own self, because I'm also hopefully maturing and growing. If you're noticing the difference, I actually have a microphone today. Usually I scream without a microphone. And to be honest with you, one part of it is because I feel with the preparation to the specific performance, there's a lot of feelings were involved. And it's been, at least that's what I tried, to transfer that to the students and to help them to find things within themselves and put their own trademark on what they're going to be producing on the stage. And that takes energy. So to be honest with you, I feel that I'm empty of energy. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. That means I feel good that I gave it all that I could. And I know they are not just talented, because I know a lot of times, oh, it's a talent. No, they're just great people, and they're just awesome. They learn how to observe, how to develop, and then deliver. So, and I think that's what I'm mostly proud of them, because they are, just as much as they are my students, I also feel like they're my friends too. And I know you're not supposed to be a friend with the student. I don't know the political portion of it, but I feel like they're my friends. So, yes, so when this performance was created, it was, I started with the dancing. So I just, I looked for the music. I felt something in my head when I listened to the music, but then of course I realized, because it's not a normal performance like, for example, Nutcracker, where you will see a lot of acting and some dancing. So even though for the most of the audience you see it's all dancing, but it's actually not. There is a lot of just transitions on the stage, acting this and this and that. So, but this is a pure movement. And even though performance itself is not going to be very long, which I think is good, because a lot of times when we go see the productions, and they could be great productions with the great talent and execution of whatever is being presented on the stage, but it could be overwhelming. So because we, as a human being, only have enough room within ourselves to observe, and sometimes when it's too much, you're missing something because it didn't come through. So I think the amount of time will be great for you to experience, and hopefully will be very memorable. However, that's how it came to my mind, how they're going to breathe if I'm not going to break with anything else. And then the thought came through, why not to use the poetry? I know it's kind of not very ordinary. If you're going to go see a ballet performance, you most likely will not hear the poetry. It's just not very usual setting. So, but since I believe all versions of art could be incorporated, as far as we could see music and dance already been incorporated, but why not to incorporate others? So, and we were very lucky to have Tim Hardy. I don't know him personally, but he sounds beautifully in our recording. Unfortunately, he cannot be here because he's in England. So, but we were so lucky to have him recorded the poetry that we chose, and the poetry was chosen specifically to not necessarily interpret exactly what's going to be translated through the dance, but set the feelings to that. So again, I really wanted to encourage all of you become to be an artist tonight, and don't be afraid to feel, and don't be afraid to feel happiness, but also sometimes we shy away from sadness. And I believe, on my personal experience, actually the sadness is what motivates me. Because we very quickly respond to pain, don't we? I mean, if I'm, look, this got attacked by the cat yesterday. So, it was painful. Yes, it was very painful. But what I'm trying to say, so don't be afraid and don't hide. You will see some of the, I don't want to really reveal a lot, but a lot of times we do hide behind certain looks. And I'm not talking about the makeup. Makeup is good, so it's just enhances. But I'm talking about emotionally. We hide behind certain, I call them masks. Little hint in the program. So don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to be judged. Be respectful, of course. And I'm not teaching you lessons, but it's mostly that's what I've been presenting to your children, because I know many of us here are parents of the students who are going to be performed, and I also know that many community members here, so I'm really, really happy to see everybody. So let's just be yourself, be open-minded, use all of your senses. And also, one more thing I would like to announce, that this specific performance, because we do spring performance every year, it's an annual production that we put together, but this year it's very special because it's dedicated to 200-year anniversary of our beautiful, cute little town of Pittsfield. Whoever is guests here, I hope you feel that welcoming vibe of this small town. I came from different country, and I came not just from different country, but the big city, and it's not even a little bit bothers me the size of this town. Sometimes I joke about like blink, open, whoop, it's over. But there is so many good things about this place. It's always welcoming. It's always makes you feel like home. I feel like it's within inside of the nature, the trails, taking the dog for a walk, friendly people. I'm never really scared in here, and of course people will say, oh, you have a German Shepherd, so you don't have to be worried about anything. I'm thinking, I don't have to be worried about anything even without the German Shepherds next to me. So, if you're visiting, and I know some of you visiting from Canada and from different states, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire probably. So welcome to our small town of Pittsfield, and enjoy the presentation.
Let's speak of our souls. Let's even hide from our ears and eyes. Like a rose garden, always keep a smile. Like imagination, talk without a sound. Like the spirit reigning the world, telling the secrets, uttering no word. Let's get away from all of the clever humans who put words in our mouth. Let's only say what our hearts desire. Even our hands and feet sense every inner move. Let's keep silence, but make our hearts move. The mystery of destiny knows the life of speck after speck of dust. Let's tell our story as a particle of dust. shadowy recollections, which, be they what they may, are yet the fountain light of all our day, are yet a master light of all our seeing, uphold us, cherish, and have power to make our noisy years seem moments in the being of the eternal silence. Truths that wake, to perish never. Footfalls echo in the memory, down the passage which we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden. My words echo thus in your mind, but to what purpose, disturbing the dust on a bowl of rose leaves, I do not know. Other echoes inhabit the garden. Shall we follow? Quick, said the bird, find them, round the corner, into our first world. You gave me hyacinths first, a year ago. They called me the hyacinth girl. Yet when we came back, late, from the hyacinth garden, your arms full and your hair wet, I could not speak, and my eyes failed. I was neither living nor dead, and I knew nothing, looking into the heart of light, the silence. Under the brown fog of a winter dawn, a crowd flowed over London Bridge. So many. I had not thought death had undone so many. Sighs, short and infrequent, were exhaled, and each man fixed his eyes before his feet. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. And I must borrow every changing shape to find expression. Dance, dance, dance. Torchlight red on sweaty faces, after the frosty silence in the gardens, after the agony in stony places, the shouting and the crying, prison and palace, and reverberation of thunder of spring over distant mountains. Here is no water, but only rock. Rock and no water, and the sandy road. The road winding above among the mountains. If there were only water amongst the rock. There is not even silence in the mountains, but dry, sterile thunder without rain. What is that sound high in the air? Murmur of maternal lamentation. What is the city over the mountains? Cracks and reforms and bursts in the violet air. Falling towers. Jerusalem, Athens, Alexandria, Vienna, London, unreal. A flash of lightning, then a damp gust, bringing rain. Ganga was sunken, and the limp leaves waited for rain, while the black clouds gathered far distant over Heimerland. The jungle crouched, humped in silence. Then spoke the thunder. miss him in the weeping of the rain. I want him at the shrinking of the tide. The old snows melt from every mountainside, and last year's leaves are smoke in every lane. But last year's bitter loving must remain, heaped on my heart, and my old thoughts abide. Come to me in the silence of the night. Come in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft, rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, oh memory, hope, love of finished years. Oh dream, how sweet, too bittersweet, whose wakening should have been in paradise, where souls brimful of love abide and meet, where thirsting, longing eyes watch the slow door that opening, letting in, lets out no more. Yet come to me in dreams, that I may live my very life again, though cold in death. Come back to me in dreams, that I may give pulse for pulse, breath for breath. Speak low, lean low, as long ago, my love. head, nor shady cypress tree. Be the green grass above me, with showers and dewdrops wet, and if thou wilt, remember, and if thou wilt, forget. I shall not see the shadows, I shall not feel the rain, I shall not hear the nightingales sing on as if in pain, and dreaming through the twilight that doth not rise nor set, haply I may remember, and haply may forget.
Take my ears, I won't use them. They no longer hear the music, just silence and walls, no footsteps in the halls. Take my hands, they are grieving, nothing to hold on to or believe in, no loving embrace, just big empty space. Happy take my heart, it's beating. It fought hard and was defeated. I didn't give up, just wasn't enough. Happy
From the wide window towards the granite shore, the white sails still fly seaward, seaward flying, unbroken wings, and the lost heart stiffens and rejoices in the lost lilac and the lost sea voices. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown remembered gate when the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning. At the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall. And the children in the apple tree, not known because not looked for, but heard, half heard, in the stillness between two waves of the sea. Quick now, here, now, always, a condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of thing shall be well. When the tongues of flame are enfolded into the crowned knot of fire, and the fire